The longer your customer sits on the idea of utilizing your product or utilizing your service, the colder they become. And the colder they become, the more they convince themselves that they don't need your process. They don't need your sales. They don't need what you're doing in the marketplace.
When sending out text messages and emails, unfortunately, a majority of salespeople use the same follow-up method. And what do I mean by this? Well, most salespeople use this sales script. Hey, John, just wanted to follow up with you. Hey, Sally, wanted to see where you're at in the transaction. Hey, Steve, how are you today? I just want to blah, blah, blah. Guys, be unique. If you're just following up constantly, guess what that person feels like you're doing? Just constantly knocking, just constantly following up, no value provided. It seems that you're only interested in making the sale. There's no more value after you're done the presentation. Is that really the extent of your capacity as a salesperson? Of course not. You know so much more about the product than they do. You know so much more advantages about the product than they do. You know a lot more about your product than they do. You know how it's going to be the best for them. So what should you be doing? When you follow up with John, when you follow up with Sally, when you follow up with your customers, provide this information to them. Inch your way into providing them so much information that they can make an educated decision with their friends and family. Because guys, guess what? If they came in there telling you that their objective is to create $500 more cash flow, and then unfortunately they ghost you and they tell you they're not interested, but over a long enough period of time where you're sending them constant messages about how the market's going, about how this customer was able to increase their cash flow, about how this customer was able to increase the equity of their household, about how this person was able to do 500 ADUs and now they have $1 million in equity in their household. Like, there's so many more ways to get them enticed into the deal instead of saying, how are you today? I just wanted to follow up. Be exciting with it. Provide information that gets them going, that gets them thinking, that gets them re-engaged in the process. Because guess what? The longer your customer sits on the idea of utilizing your product or utilizing your service, the colder they become. And the colder they become, the more they convince themselves that they don't need your process. They don't need your sales. They don't need what you're doing in the marketplace. So what you should be doing is providing enough refreshing information to them, and also as specific as can be with your clientele base and yourself, that gets them going, this guy's an expert, he's helped multiple people, and he knows exactly what he's talking about. Be unique with your follow-up method with your customers. Don't just stick to text messages as well. Like we mentioned, utilize different platforms, email, texting, voice call, voice messages, you name it. Don't limit yourself to just one. Utilize all of them. Don't forget as well, guys, if you're so far in the sales process with your customer, it doesn't hurt to send them a video message saying, hey, John, I'm in your neighborhood. I actually just helped Sally 3 houses down from you to get an ADU started. Check it out. You might have seen the construction happen already. I wanted to show you real quick to show you what the process looks like. And when you're interested, let me know. I'll be here. That's how you follow up with customers, to get them excited, to get them interested, to get them going. And that's the reason why content is always going to be king. And that's the reason why you need to be on top of the content you provide your customers in the follow-up process.